fans, you followed Tony Stark through his big screen adventures in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you'll no doubt understand what we're talking about. Just look at the ending twist of that first Iron Man film, way back in 2008, when Tony decided that secret identities were for losers. One of the oldest tropes in comic books was thrown out of the window, paving the way for an exciting new breed of superhero and redefining how comic book movies could work. A few movies later, in Iron Man 3, another controversial plot twist came along. It was revealed that the man we believed to be the Mandarin, Iron Man's nemesis, was actually an undercover actor working for a larger, shadier organization. This twist was honestly unexpected and well earned, and it was revealed in a hilariously entertaining way. However, some Iron fans felt they'd been robbed of an iconic villain, and the twist is still a hot topic for argument today.
I'm sorry, like, I at the time had no idea what the Mandarin was, and I say worst, that's rude, I think it's over-exaggerating, but because if you take the significant context of what the Mandarin is in the Iron Man world, especially then when you see him properly portrayed in Shang-Chi, you see the aura of the Mandarin, you see the badassery, the savagery. It's entertaining if you just watch it for what it is, but if someone like grew up reading with the Mandarin and Iron Man comics going against each other, I understand the disappointment. It's very understandable. It is it would be compared to like when we got in WandaVision, the freaking I don't even want to say it, the stupid joke, the reveal. Yeah, I still enjoy it. I hate complaining so much. I hate being negative. It's just I wouldn't have done that.
The thing is, this kind of carry-on is nothing new for Iron Man. It's been going on within the comics for decades. I'm Zoe from What Culture, and I'm here to celebrate that history with the 10 biggest Iron Man plot twists.
This should be good, I love
Number 10. Iron Man has always been working with Kang. Back in a pre-MCU world, Iron Man was not exactly a top-tier Marvel superhero.
Really?
In what was probably an attempt to make him more similar to Spider-Man, their most popular hero by far, they decided to reinvent Tony as a teenage character.
Wow.
How did they achieve this? Through complete and utter character assassination, of course. The infamously pointless and nigh-on unreadable Avengers event, The Crossing, kicked off when it was revealed that almost the entire time he'd been working with the team, Iron Man had secretly been in league with Kang, the Conqueror of Time. While Kang may have employed brainwashing techniques to get Tony on his side, it's quite heavily implied that these were not entirely necessary, as Tony seemed to be pretty aware of the shenanigans he was getting up to. What kind of shenanigans were these? Oh, mostly just murdering his friends. You know, hero stuff. The Avengers then travel back in time to recruit a 19-year-old Tony Stark to help them defeat his future self. By the end of the event, all Tony is dead, and it was long live Teen Tony, and his temporary reign. Number 9. Iron Man breaks bad. Once again, this twist came courtesy of Marvel deciding that Iron Man needed to be a little bit more like Spider-Man. The comic series The Superior Spider-Man had just hit the shelves to a decidedly mixed response. Marvel saw these divisive reactions and for some reason felt the need to spread them even further along their line, and thus Superior Iron Man was born. After some magical tinkering of his personality, courtesy of Scarlet Witch, Tony Stark is not the man he once was. With a new, larger-than-ever-before ego, and a new liquid smart metal suit inspired by alien symbiotes, this Iron Man is the villain you would expect a billionaire weapons manufacturer to be. When he's not scamming people into becoming addicted to his downloadable extremist virus, he's beating up Daredevil and blackmailing rival companies. It took Pepper Potts running a successful public relations campaign to take him down, and the incursion of 2 universes to return him to his regular, non-villainous self. Number 8. Tony Stark is an alcoholic. This one was not so much of a plot twist as it was a driving plot point. However, in terms of the stories being told by mainstream comic books back in the 1970s, this was a huge subversion of the norm. The storyline, Demon in a Bottle, deals with assassination, corruption, and corporate espionage. But the true villain of the piece is Tony Stark's alcoholism. As the stakes get higher and the pressure on Iron Man to save the day increases, he finds himself drawn to the bottle more and more. His dependence on drink increases to the point that he can barely function without it, something that obviously poses some major problems to an international superhero. The story ends with Tony's love interest, bodyguard Bethany Cabe, confronting him about his behaviour. She offers her support in order to help him as much as she can, and we've seen him on the long, hard path to recovery ever since. Number 7. Tony Stark is the Sorcerer Supreme. Although this is one of the most intriguing Iron Man plot twists on this list, it actually came about in an X-Men storyline that was very close to having nothing to do with Iron Man at all. All New X-Men Annual 1 followed Eva Bell, the member of the X-Men also known as Tempest. She had the impressive but highly unstable power to manipulate and travel through time. After beginning a new life in the year 2099, she married and had a child while training under the Sorcerer Supreme, Magic. However, a demon attack on the
so
Sanctum
being
Sanctorum
magic-
sent Tempest spiraling through time, and had the tragic effect of erasing her husband and daughter from history.
Oh no, that's
In an
so
attempt to
sad.
find them, she seeks out the future Doctor Strange,
The-
but instead meets a much different Sorcerer Supreme, Dr. Anthony Stark.
Dr.
Of course, it
Anthony
makes sense that Tony could end up as a powerful sorcerer. His
Why?
addictive, perfectionist personality means he works hard and obsessively at whatever field he chooses. If he'd chosen the path of magic rather than that of technology, it wouldn't be long until he'd mastered the
That's
secrets
true.
of the mystic
That's
arts.
true, he
Number
would.
6.
He would.
Iron Man is fused with
You would.
everyone? Infinity Warps, along with its follow-up,
Infinity
Secret
Warps.
Warps,
Secret
was an
Warps?
experimental crossover event that was as deliriously entertaining as it was
What is
actually delirious.
this? This
The
looks
story saw
insane.
Gamora using the Infinity Stones to bend the entire Marvel Universe in half,
This
causing
looks
every character to
awesome.
be merged with another.
This
One of the
looks
most
so good.
entertaining of these was Iron Hammer, a mix of Tony Stark and Thor.
This looks
Mixing
so good.
technological sci-fi with rich Norse mythology, the few Iron Hammer adventures we got had the best of both worlds.
is-
Not being content with a character that had the best of only two worlds, the Infinity Stones decided to fold the universe in half again, merging the
Asgardian
already
nerds.
merged superheroes into doubly merged characters. Then, in a final twist we all hoped for, but dare not dream would come true, the universe folded in half
Again.
By the end of the story, Iron Man had been warped together with Black Panther, Ghost Rider, Thor, Spider-Man, Captain America, Doctor Strange, and Moon Knight, who also has 3 personalities. These 10 personalities in one
I
created
am
the
the
ultimate
Hammer
Marvel superhero,
Supreme.
the Hammer Supreme.
Oh my
However, this
God.
was not the only time Iron Man has been fused with something else to create an entirely
This
new
looks
being.
amazing.
Number 5. Iron Man is fused
I
with his
want to
armor.
read those comics.
Whereas Iron Man fusing together with all of his Avenger buddies was a lesson in fun fan service done
It's
right,
so
this
fun.
fusion was more of a lesson in abject body horror.
This
You
looks,
really don't
like
even want to look at this one
something
for
he
very
wants to
long.
do in
Let's
real
just
life,
say
probably.
that whenever Tony Stark is adamantly telling people he is Iron Man, and that he and his
He
suit are
does
one
keep
unified
doing
being,
that.
this is probably not what he had in mind.
Oh God,
Undoing
it
this
is
event
horror.
actually unearthed a brand new twist of its own. But to understand that, we have to travel back several twists and explore the series of twists after twist after twist
What
that
are you
Tony Stark
saying?
has been cycling through in recent years. Number 4. Tony Stark was designed by an alien robot. It's fair to say that Tony Stark can occasionally come across as a bit of an unrealistic character. But what if there was an
No.
in-world explanation? What if Tony Stark
Stark
had
is
not
a very
only been
realistic
designed with
character.
pencils and ink, but with futuristic genetic engineering? In the secret origin of Tony Stark's storyline, we meet Recorder 451, a sentient robot and
So
a bit of a control
what about
freak.
his
As
dad
it turns out,
and his
he's been
mom?
linked to the Stark family for years. While Tony's mother was pregnant, some health complications made it clear that the baby would not survive birth.
So they
451
weren't-
offered the Starks a deal. He could ensure their baby would lead a full and healthy life if they allowed him to genetically
Isn't that-
engineer
is
it
that
into
Kang?
being a hyper-intelligent genius with a penchant for building weapons that could protect the Earth from alien invaders.
That's
Little did we
insane.
know, this twist was to be followed by an even bigger twist. Number 3. Tony's secret brother, Arno Stark. As it turns out, the
Secret
baby that
brother?
Recorder 451 saved was not Tony at all. When Tony's father Howard noticed that 451 had secretly, for some reason, engineered the child so it could not live past 30, he decided to do some genetic engineering of his own. He injected his wife Maria with a serum of his own making, hoping to counteract 451's meddling. This had the unfortunate effect of throwing the entire genetic process
What?
off balance, and the child, Arno, was born
my-
extremely sick. Howard and
What?
Maria knew they couldn't allow 451 to discover what they'd done, so they decided they had to adopt another child as a decoy. They would continue to secretly raise the bedbound Arno, while pretending that their new child, Tony,
This
was the
is so
savior
crazy.
451 had
These
designed.
stories
When
are
Tony
nuts.
discovers this, he tracks down Arno, and finds him still bedbound and suffering from a mysterious illness. Despite this, Arno Stark is actually the current Iron Man in the comics, known as the timely Iron Man 2020. Why did he take over the mantle? Well, unless you're following the ongoing story in the comics,
I'm not,
you'll just have to wait until the
unfortunately.
number 1 entry on this list to find out.
Dang it.
Number 2. Tony Stark's real parents.
What you mean,
The follow-up
real
limited
parents?
series, International Iron Man, followed the events of Tony Stark taking a quick break from the events of the then-ongoing Civil War
Civil
II,
War.
in an attempt to discover and reconnect with his biological parents. His trail led him to London,
The
where he met
Starks.
Amanda Armstrong, a musician and his birth mother. While she was still a small-time musician, she was approached by S.H.I.E.L.D. to become a covert agent.
You're
They would help her
kidding.
build her music career and use her touring concerts
the
as a perfect
Starks?
cover for their international missions. While working for them, she met and fell in love with the mysterious Jude, a fellow agent.
Jude?
The two fell in love, and it wasn't long until Amanda was expecting baby Anthony. Tragically, just before giving birth, she discovered that Jude had been secretly working for Hydra almost the entire time they
Oh,
knew each
no.
other. She stabbed him in the neck with some scissors upon hearing this.
Good girl.
Not wanting to raise a child without the Jude she thought she knew, she asked S.H.I.E.L.D. to put little Tony up for adoption. So, in summary, the Marvel Universe's resident playboy billionaire philanthropist is the son of an indie rocker and a Hydra double agent.
That makes so
or
much
is
sense.
he?
What?
The That's right, the twists just keep on coming.
Number
1, Tony Stark has been dead this whole time. In a twist that even M. Night Shyamalan would be proud of, Iron Man readers recently discovered that their beloved main character has actually been dead for several years.
What?
The events of Civil War II put Tony in a life-threatening coma, and it looked like it could have been curtains for old Shellhead. In an attempt to cheat death, his body was rebuilt molecule by molecule. Before you knew it, he was up and at it again, ready to rekindle his relationship with his newly found biological mother.
Beautiful.
Only, as it turns out, she was no longer his biological mother. The rebuilding process had not actually rebuilt Tony at all. It had constructed an entirely new version of the man. The Iron Man we had been following for the last few years had not been a man at all, but a completely artificial being, an advanced robot using super advanced artificial intelligence. As it stands, Arno Stark has taken over the Iron Man name, and Tony has joined a rebellion to fight for robot rights. All jokes aside, I can't wait to see the twist this story brings us next, and I hope you're also suitably techno-hype. And that's our list of twists. Anything cool I missed out? Let us know down in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm still Zoe from What Culture, and you can find me on Twitter at Zemaskel.